Hello, today I'm going to show you how you can create different patterns using our barn board tiles. All our barn board tiles could be found on our Etsy shop, and they are 4x8 and 4x4. We also have the red one, and this is the grey board. All these tiles came from barn boards that we took down from barns in our area, and I'm going to show you the first pattern that I created, which would be called the country basket weave. For that you will not need any 4x4 tile, and this pattern is one of the simple ones. Get some tiles, and a very simple pattern, 2 vertical, 2 horizontal, and 2 vertical. The next row would be just the opposite as the first one, which would be 2 horizontal, 2 vertical, 2 horizontal. And to finish off the pattern, we do the same thing, 2 vertical, 2 horizontal, and 2 vertical. Now, as you can see, this creates a real nice pattern of a basket weave. You probably can see it in and out. Also, the tiles have a lot of rustic look to it. You have a lot of weathering. You have the knots. You have the nail holes. You can have some with a lot of knots in them. When you mix all this together, it creates a nice pattern, and you can also mix the red in it if you want. You can switch over and do all the verticals in red and do the horizontals in the gray. So this is our first pattern, very simple, and mixing red and gray you can do all kinds of different patterns. I'm going to clear the board now, and I will show you the next pattern that I'm going to do. So next up, I will show you how to make a Flanders pattern. The Flanders pattern is a little bit more complicated, but still very simple to do. For that you will need the 4x8 tiles and also some 4x4 tiles. Very simple again. Create a square out of 4x8 and just drop in a 4x4. The next one would be the same one. Create the square and drop in a 4x4. We will continue this pattern all the way across. 4x8s, drop in a 4x4. Finish off the complete pattern, drop in a 4x4. Now, the reason that I do these different patterns is we will make headboards out of this, which this would be the center rail. I would have a top rail and a leg on this side with a bottom rail here. This complete pattern would be double or triple according to the size of the bed, and that's why I put a center rail in here, because next to it would be the same pattern. Now, with this Flanders pattern, there's so many different options you can do, because I can simply take out all the 4x4s and we can drop in red instead. We drop in the red, and we have a complete different look. Also, if we wanted to, we could take out all the horizontals, drop in red, take out the center, and throw in the gray again. There's so many options here, which, you know, creates all different patterns. And that's the nice thing about these tiles, is that the sky is the limit here. This gives for a real nice pattern. Now if you want, you could also stain the gray and make it a different color. You could stain them white, have different wood to go around the headboard, which you know, will all be shown on our Etsy store. So I will go on to the next pattern, which is one of our most popular patterns. So I'll be right back. So now we will start on our most popular pattern that is called the herringbone pattern. Just the name alone says it already. It's going to look like a fishbone, and it's a very simple thing to do. Once you know how to start it, it's a very easy pattern to make. What you would do, you start in the middle with a 4x8. Right beside it you put a 4x4. This is one part of the herringbone pattern already. So now we're going to go horizontal. This is the second pattern. Now we need to create the other one, which would be a vertical. And here we go. Very simple. Lay out all the verticals. And then we have to start again on the horizontals, which would be, and here we go. And as you can see, it's starting to create a herringbone pattern. Now, I don't know if you have seen all these different barn board tiles have so much rustic look to it. We have them with small knots, big knots, nail holes, a lot of weathering, not so much weathering. Altogether it creates for a real nice pattern. And the reason that we're doing this is because, you know, as I mentioned before, is this all will to go together in our headboards. And so I basically shown you all the patterns, but let me show you what it would look like with the red. We'll just lay them right over top of the gray, so you get an idea how the red would look in the herringbone. Very simple again. We just keep on horizontal. I'm so used to this already now, after doing it 150 times. I can tell you that I can basically lay this pattern out with my eyes closed, and very simple, just the same way, lay out the pattern. Now obviously you can see that they're not nailed down, which in our next video you will see how we put a headboard together, and all these will fit very nicely because these are perfectly cut to 4x4 and 4x8. So when you create the pattern, it all fits nicely together. So I will get back to you, and make sure you go visit Junkwhisperers.com to see all the patterns that we have, and we'll make a headboard next.